Today, we have one nomination and 4 bills on the agenda. First, I'd note the nomination of Amal Tharpar to be Sixth Circuit Court Judge is on the agenda for the first time. The minority would like that to be held over, and we have a quorum now of 2 Democrats and enough Republicans so that with the 9 present, we can hold that over. Turning to legislation, the first bill is S-139, the Rapid DNA Act 2017. Senator Hatch sponsors that. The committee reported this bill, and the Senate passed it in the last Congress. This bill would establish standards for a new category of DNA samples that can be taken more quickly and then uploaded to our National DNA Index. The second bill, the Protecting Young Victims from Sexual Abuse Act of 2017. Senators Feinstein, Collins, and I introduced this bill in March in response to media reports about sexual abuse of child athletes. It imposes mandatory reporting requirements for the staff of amateur sports facilities across the country. It also extends the statutory period in which victims can file lawsuits against the perpetrators of sex crimes. The next bill, S-583, the American Law Enforcement Act, HEROES Act, sponsored by Senator Cornyn. The bill would specify that the COPS program, that in that program, an allowable use of funds would be prioritized for hiring and training of veterans. The final bill, the Law Enforcement Mental Health and Wellness Act, which is appearing on the agenda for the first time. This bill will be held over because we have a quorum, so we can move on that. And we'll take the matter up at our next exec, which will be held during Police Week. On different topics, Mr. Comey testified before the Judiciary Committee last week. Senator Blumenthal asked him whether the FBI had ruled anyone out as a potential target of the investigation of allegations of collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russians. In response, Mr. Comey stated, quote, "Well, I haven't said anything publicly about who we've opened investigations on. I briefed the chair and ranking member on who those people are," end of quote. Mr. Comey was asked if the FBI is investigating the president. He refused to answer. Then Mr. Comey said he didn't want people to overinterpret his refusal, but that he wasn't going to comment on anyone in particular. He thought that it would put him on a slippery slope of having to answer who else is or is not under investigation. That could reveal who is being investigated. Now, I understand why he took that position, but I don't have to agree, at least not when it comes to the president and senior government officials. The American people deserve to know if senior government officials are under active criminal or intelligence investigation. Mr. Comey did brief Ranking Member Feinstein and me on who the targets of various investigations are. It would not be appropriate for me to reveal those details before the professionals conducting the investigations are ready. So I will not answer any questions about who are targets of the ongoing Russian investigations, but I will say this. Shortly after Director Comey briefed us, I tweeted that he should be transparent. I said he should tell the public what he told Senator Feinstein and me about whether the FBI is or is not investigating the president. On Tuesday, the president's letter said that Director Comey told him he was not under investigation. Senator Feinstein and I heard nothing that contradicted the president's statement. Now, Mr. Comey is no longer the FBI director, but the FBI should still follow my advice. It should confirm to the public whether it is or is not investigating the president, because it has failed to make this clear. Speculation has run rampant. The intelligence community said that one of the Russians' goals is to undermine the American public faith in our democratic institutions. Wild speculation that the FBI is targeting the president in a criminal or intelligence inquiry is not just irresponsible and unfounded. It provides aid and comfort to the Russians and their goal of undermining faith in our democracy. So what I suggest is that before this committee does anything more on this matter, that all the members get briefed by the FBI on what is actually going on. Hopefully that will help temper some of the unsubstantiated statements that have been made.